The Alpha Sessions live on Radio Broccoli.
Hello everyone, if you're just joining us, this is the Alpha Sessions 15th anniversary broadcast and I'm delighted to be here. It's Lucy Wroe speaking. Today I've got Phil Maguire in the studio.
Hello.
Welcome, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Phil is a brilliant acoustic, well not always acoustic, but always acoustic. Predominantly mostly acoustic, folk musician. He's got an album coming out, he's gigging around, there's a lot going on. You're a man of many hats and real hats in every respect. I think we should kick this off with a song straight away. The first one you're going to play is Forget My Name.
Yeah, that's right.
Take it away.
Thank you so much. I still look like me, but you don't know who I am. Forget my name. Don't worry, I do the same with so many names. Put on a brave face and ask if you came by train. Forget my name. When I was young, you held me close and said my name. But now you see someone you might have known and try to place my name. My name. Memories can run in the rain. What a cruel trick on the brain. Forget my name. As the mind fades, the heart remains. When I was young, you held me close and said my name. But now you see someone you might have known and try to place my name. My name. My name. When I was young, you held me close and said my name. But now you see someone you might have known and try to place my name. My name.
Yeah, baby, yeah, yeah.
Yes, that was beautiful. Thank you.
you.
I really feel sitting here like I'm being serenaded. I feel like I'm the only person in here, and I've kind of forgotten. Oh, well, no, Ron's here as well. Sorry, Ron's here as well. But yeah, that was really lovely. There's a lot of influences in there, a lot of early stuff that you can pick up on. But what would you say your main influences, and who you listen to growing up, and who you write similarly to? Or?
Yeah. My great hero is John Martin, of Solid Air and One World and albums like that. Yeah, John Martin's probably the biggest influence I have. But then also folk singers such as people like Nick Jones. I'm a huge fan of Nick. But then I grew up with the Beatles and Dylan and Beach Boys and Cat Stevens and all of that sort of world. So that was my upbringing, and then I evolved more into my own sort of journey with it.
Yeah, the classics.
Yeah.
What is your main goal with your music? Is it more for you? Is it like a catharsis, or is it something that you love playing live because you want to give people your music and you want them to relate to it? What does it mean to you to play your songs to people?
Yeah, I mean, sort of both of the things you said. It certainly is a necessity for me to play, whether it be in front of people or at home, in order to have that release of energy and release of anxieties and things like that. Some people like to go running, some people knit, whatever they may be up to, but for me it's the calming presence is playing. But then of course I have a great desire to play to other people and give some of my soul, I guess.
Wow.
Handing out my soul to people.
I mean, that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? It does come down to that. Tell me more about the song you just played, Forget My Name. Is that quite an old one for you? Is it a very recently written one? I
wrote that one last year, I think. Yeah, last year, middle of 2022. It's on the album. It's that's coming out. Yeah, it's quite it's a very personal song. It's about sort of the illness, I think, and things like that, and passing of time, and it's sort of linked to those sorts of things. But I also realised that it's quite like vocally big song, and I hadn't for the first thing of the day I was like, as I was singing, I was like, wow, actually this was I should have probably chosen something a little bit calmer. But it's a very personal song to me, and it's a song that I tend to play and then I won't play it for a while, come back to it. But I'm pleased it's on the album. It was very difficult to actually record it. It was of all of the songs, all the 10 songs on it, was the hardest one, because it was just very. We really wanted to get the emotion of it as the band, and after doing a whole day on it, we listened back and we were like, we didn't get it. And I think because of the nature of the song and what it means to me, it was quite hard to take at the time that we hadn't got it. But we left it and came back and we managed to get it. But
I think that's important sometimes. So that there are projects where you sort of have to set them aside and let it rest and then come back to it. Some things I think people leave for years and then you think you're never going to come back, and then one day you just get that rush of, I remember that song. But tell me more about the album. You touched on it a bit there, Valley of My Dreams.
That's right.
Out on 10th of November.
Exactly.
So tell me about this. How long has this been in the works? Because an album is a major operation.
Yes, it is.
How is it going so far?
Yeah. It's in the sort of final stages now of being under a month away of it being released. So it's a pretty momentous moment for myself personally. But we recorded it in November and December of last year, so nearly a year ago. And then it was just lots of returning to it over the first half or 3/4 of this year to try and get it into a place where it was ready. But there's so many people involved on it, and so many musicians came in. We were all there as a core band for sort of a week, and then there was more weeks where other people came, and things like that. But it was sort of the follow-up to the EP I put out last year. And I was then very keen to like quickly move from the EP to the album. I didn't want to like leave too much time, although it has technically been nearly 2 years. But I wanted to get back into the studio and start recording it pretty quickly after.
Well, in the space of 2 years, I mean, a lot can go by, but also, like, I feel this whole year has gone, for me, at least, just disappeared. So, I mean, in the case of making something as substantial as an album, you do need that time, I think, to just make it the way you want it to be. So the second song, is that also, you're going to play it for us, is that also from the album, Skin?
It's not, it's actually a new song. Well, new this year, it's written this year, it's not recorded yet. So yeah, that's not been ever put on record.
So it's an exclusive.
This is an exclusive.
Yes. See, I love an exclusive. That's what we want. It's like you knew, didn't you, Phil?
Yeah.
You were coming in and you're like, I'm going to bring them an exclusive.
Well, it's the 15th anniversary. You've
It's
got to
a
do
special
something.
occasion. Thank you. Before you play that for us, I want to talk more about the creation of it. So, I mean, I want to talk about your writing processes in detail, but do you always write from a very personal place, on your own, so in a little room? So take Skin as an example. How was this one created?
Yeah, I have to write on my own, really. And at the time I was reading the biography of Leonard Cohen, and deep diving into Leonard Cohen land.
That was going to be one of my influences I was going to point out.
Yeah. Well, maybe, yeah, that's, so yeah, I think sort of I came to Leonard Cohen later in life, in my 20s. Yeah. But I was, we were doing a real deep dive. And I had this real desire to write a sort of long form. I'm not always a big fan of choruses. I just always want big choruses in all my songs, and I don't really write like sort of long form poems that just sort of flow, and there's no real sort of sections. But I wanted to write a song like that, sort of. Although this does have a chorus. I couldn't still not have one. But
there's always got to be a chorus.
Yeah.
But I know, I think a lot of folk music is much freer, and I like that kind of freedom. And maybe that's lacking a bit in other music now. Just having that kind of way of writing. But take it away.
Yeah,
if you're
thank
ready,
you. I am
please.
going to have to quickly. The occupational hazards of being a folk singer is that every song is in a different tuning. So I will have to just quickly do that, but that's fine.
Did you have to bring a spare pack of strings?
I always have spare strings, but don't talk about strings breaking.
No, I'm sorry, I've said it now, haven't I? I've said it.
But no, it's I think most folk singers, they say half the gig is tuning and half the gig is talking to the crowd, and there's a couple of tunes in between. And Nigel Kennedy, the great violinist, once said, "I'm about to play my favourite tune of the evening. This is me tuning up."
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's the charm.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, but we're nearly there. And the final song I'm going to play also requires another tuning as well. So all in different tunes. One day I'll be rich and famous, and someone will just hand me tuned guitars.
We should have prepared that today, shouldn't we? Ron could have had them here behind me, ready to throw across the room at any point. Okay, take it away. This is Skin.
Thank you.
Let's buy a cheap car on the web, run it clean on beans and bread. Don't worry, it will get us down to the coast. I remember when we used to go down there to meet my friends in Pelham Square. Those mornings we would light up something easy, but we're grown up now and giving up for Lent. Johnny's work let him go again. I miss him. Oh, I must see him soon. Oh, stop the car when you can. I finally understand what you meant when you said if you find peace, then your skin will shed. breaks. They squeeze the land and test our brakes. They are hissing. There's animal blood on that sign, and in the bushes lies a baby's cup, discarded teeth marks and a crayon heart. The ants, they have taken it for their own. A business card's caught in the wind saying, call this number if you need a friend, don't wait. We've got the right price for you. Oh, stop the car when you can. I finally understand what you meant when you said if you found peace, then your skin will shed. Who will be first to see the sea? Simon says I am on my knees and praying that this time will be different. There's concern etched across your face, and the sparrows die in the marketplace. I am certain we need to turn this car around. I don't think we should go anywhere. We'll be recognized. You'll need to cut your hair, and I'll find a disguise to fit these times. Oh, stop the car when you can. I finally understand what you meant when you said if you find peace, then your skin will shed. Leave the bath water in the tub. I'll jump in after for a scrub. I think this skin is starting to peel. I'm feeling lighter. Now we can heal. Now we can heal.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
Wow, brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for that. Do you know what? I feel like with folk music, they're often so well played, folk musicians, because it's such an important part of being a folk musician, is just playing live. Everything's very real. And you can always really tell because it feels so natural.
Well, that's kind of you. Yeah.
It does. It's just nice. It feels like it's just second nature, or even like first nature. So in terms of your live life, do you play live regularly? Did you play yesterday?
I did play last night.
I thought I saw that. How was that?
It was good.
Spiritual?
It was a spiritual, yeah. Yeah, it was good. Slightly misguided maybe to do that. I didn't go on till like gone 10.
Oh,
then
okay.
And then being here, it's like this is sort of early for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for a musician, anything before 12.
So it's good. It's good. I gig a lot.
Yeah.
Most weeks. Most weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to fit it in around. I was lucky in that for a while I was able to do a part-time job alongside it, so I had a lot of time to be able to gig. At the moment there's been some changes. I have to do a bit more of my other job, so it's balancing that out. But
yeah, I think that's a big problem for a lot of musicians as well. It's just trying to balance anything that you do in life with doing this as well. But this is what most people want to do when they do it just full time. So,
exactly.
I mean, if you can balance it, and that's a gift, isn't it? But how was your summer of festivals? You a festival player?
I was festivaling. I was a festivaler. It was good. It was really good. It was a great summer. I did a lot of festivals. I was where was I? Glastonbury.
That's a big one.
That was a big one. It's all sort of blurred into one that summer. It's difficult to really differentiate between the different moments of it. But it was good. It was they were playing at lots of festivals, but it was. I think by the end I was sort of done. It was quite intense. I realised I was only at home for like handfuls of days over month-long periods.
Yeah. Have you ever toured? Have you been on a major tour?
I've never done like a long extended tour. I've done like snippets of like groupings of days and then stuff like that. But no, I would love to. I do have plans to next year. A friend of mine just put out an EP around the same time as my album, like just around shortly before my album's coming out. So we're hoping to join forces and go out.
Bring it all together. Mega tour.
Exactly.
Have you got any release shows planned for the album launch?
Not. There will be one. I haven't got it finalised yet, but there definitely will be one. I'm not sure. I need to get it sorted.
I won't put pressure. It might be a secret. It might be that.
No. It will be. It'll be in the new year. I think. They definitely. Because it's all just a bit mad around the Christmas time and trying to get it all sorted.
I don't want to think about Christmas.
No,
People keep saying that. It's started. People are coming to me and are like, you ready for Christmas?
Oh my God.
Not ready yet.
No.
Have you ever released a Christmas song?
I've not.
Is that on the cards, 2023
maybe.
Christmas song?
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe. Maybe I have to wait until 2024.
2024.
That would be.
An album launch, to be fair, and then a Christmas song would be quite a lot, wouldn't it, at the end of the year?
Be good though.
Maybe a Christmas song should be on the album.
Yeah, as a bonus track.
Bonus track.
You know,
exactly.
like at the end when you had CDs back in the day, and you waited like 10 minutes at the end, and then the song came on.
Yeah, it's like, hang on, this is only I've heard this.
Exactly.
Feels like it's mine.
Yeah.
Speaking of CDs, have you got any merch planned? Do you tend to do stuff like that, and you sell it at gigs?
Yeah, I did. I'm going to be doing a new run of stuff for the album, so I'm going to do T-shirts and things like that, badges, stickers, CDs. For people who have cars that don't have aux cables.
Yeah.
They're literally the only people who seem to buy CDs. People are like, yeah, it's great, my car doesn't have a...
How are you with things like that? Do you tend to prioritise the old ways, like playing vinyl, playing records? How do you feel about streaming and like the modern way that people consume music?
Yeah, I mean, it would be a wonderful thing to be able to, for musicians and certainly sort of grassroots musicians and independent musicians, to be able to be able to do vinyl runs and that be a big source of income for them, and feel like actually selling your wares and selling what you've created, like any other goods or commerce. You know, you're making money out of what you've created, but because of streaming, obviously that's not really that possible for the majority of people now. Streaming has its place for sure, and it's where your listenership is now, so you have to embrace it. You have to be, and I was not around pre-streaming. Well, I was around, but I wasn't. I was physically on the planet, but I wasn't making music. So it's not. I don't know what it must have been like to be able to be like, we've sold hundreds of CDs, and that's paying for our rent and stuff like that. But yeah, there's certainly a place for streaming, and I'm appreciative of everyone who listens to it, and it's a big part of promotional stuff. So.
Yeah, how was the promo plan for the album? Is that something you think about a lot? Have you got like a little set plan that you have to keep yourself to in terms on the run up to the album and post album release, or are you more free flowing?
In general, I'm normally a bit more free flowing, but when it comes to like this album, I'm quite a bit more rigid. I had this. So it's a bit weird. I taught myself to juggle earlier this year.
Nice.
So I thought that I would incorporate my new skill of juggling with my promotion of my record.
I'm going to ask you, did you bring your juggling tools? We have to see it.
I know. Well, I didn't, and because we're filming, you could have actually seen it. But juggling's not one for radio normally. But so I hope to be able to. Well, I've done it a little bit, but I sort of juggle and tell people what's going on at the same time. I don't know whether people
It
end up
works.
focusing on my poor juggling and keep dropping the balls.
But either way, I think any kind of attention in these days, any kind of grabbing of the attention,
yeah,
is worth it, isn't it?
exactly.
Well, I think you're going to grab our attention again now, because we're all going to be enthralled by this final song.
Oh yes,
You're playing Rebecca for
I
us
am.
now. Tell us a little bit about Rebecca.
I'll tell you about it while I
Oh,
go
you
back
tune,
into my
yeah.
tunings. Rebecca, yeah. So we talked about John Martin earlier.
Mm-hmm.
In the words of John Martin, this is a song of misery and romance.
Two essentials.
Yeah. This is a song about a previous relationship from a long time ago, way back. That I guess when things don't end too well, you don't really communicate things maybe in the way that you want to, because you both sort of have to just get out of there. This is, I guess, what I would have said if I'd been mature and wiser and older at the time. Yeah, so I guess it's that. But this is going to be the first single off the album.
Oh, brilliant.
So it'll come out early, like a week before the full album comes out. So this is
Beautiful.
yeah.
Well, before you play us out, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
I've had a lovely old time.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, everybody listening out there. We've got some brilliant people coming up. Natalie Shea, Kizzy Montague, all our faves. And I'll be back, of course. But for now, thanks for coming on.
Thank
Phil.
you. Thank you so much.
And
Very kind.
look out for Valley of My Dreams, the new album, 10th of November.
10th of November.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Play
you.
us out with Rebecca.
Thank you. Hello, Rebecca. Remember when we were crying unto each other? Dear Rebecca, I'm sorry when I was younger and so foolish. I would leave you clueless as to why. I would never answer when you called out, come home now, come home now, come home now. Come home now. Hello, Rebecca. Remember when we were flying into Verona? That day, Rebecca, you tried to get me to realize my behavior. You were right, I should have been kinder as we landed. I was meeting your family as you called out, come home now, come home now. Come home now. Come home now. I heard you're married now, Rebecca, and put down roots round country lanes. I built a house beyond the river
Perhaps our lives are much the same. Maybe we'll pass on by each other, heading home our separate ways. Come home now, come home now, come home now, come home now.